guys, it's Angie Sanchez here hanging out with you on my comfy floor. I hope you guys are just as comfortable watching this video. Today we're going to talk about some commonalities in my past life regression sessions, in my QHHT sessions. Three commonalities I'm going to talk about today. So during Quantum Healing Hypnosis, the past life regression, the second half of the session, we always contact the higher self or the subconscious self. And clients come in with questions of all sorts regarding their life, their personal growth and their personal life experience at this time, or even curiosities about past lives. So at this time, we are connected with higher self, and the three commonalities that I've found during this portion of the regression are to do our work now. So what they mean by this is that there's no time to procrastinate. The world is in sort of a transitional period right now. Many people that are into this realm of spirituality know that there is a transition happening at this moment, or has happened, and there's a lot of adjustment that is occurring. And so people are either going through depression, or they're going through an awakening. They're experiencing different symptoms of an awakening, what that is like. But regardless of your experience, it's very important to continue on doing your work. So I had a client who is a dancer, and his higher self emphasized that he should continue dancing. Whenever he was dancing is kind of aligned with mind, body, spirit. And he actually, outside of the regression, when we were talking about the session afterwards, talked about how when he does dance, when he performs, he feels a sense of outer body experience. And this is what a lot of performers, a lot of people that are doing the work that they love experience. They experience having this joy, this like energetic fulfillment in the work that they do. So higher self during sessions is saying, do your work, do not procrastinate. Whatever it is, the world needs your talents. The world needs, whether it's writing, whether it's in the performing arts, whether it's your work with children, your work with women, with homeless people, whatever your work is, your higher self is pushing you to have that drive to want to work towards those things that you are passionate about, that you find a sense of joy, a sense of purpose in, to really embrace that work, to really go forth in that work. Because the reason you're feeling this calling, this like purpose, is because the world needs you, and you are meant to fill that piece of the puzzle. So higher self, again, is saying, do your work. Do not procrastinate. Do your work. They are working through you while you do your work. So know that you are not alone, that you are being guided all the time. I always pray personally that whatever it is that I do, that I'm guided through source energy, through God energy. And I'm constantly checking in to see that what I'm doing is on my path, is aligned with my purpose. So do check in with yourself. If you feel a calling to volunteer someplace or to write a book, sense that feeling. Where is it coming from? And really tune into that, and you'll find that your work will be that much easier. Sorry guys, I feel like I have so much energy right now. Alright, so the second commonality is forgiveness and understanding. The common thing I find about this is that whatever we're holding on to, whatever resentment, whatever anger you have, or I have had, or my clients have had, it weighs in your body. It weighs someplace in a body part. For example, anger could sit in the heart. Resentment could sit in the stomach. And what that's doing is that it's weighing us down. It's weighing our physical bodies down, our emotional bodies down, our spiritual bodies down. So it's very important to release that, to transform that into light, to transform that into love. I had one client that said that this is your chance to make an impact in the world. Again, it's not them saying it, it's the higher self that they're channeling through kind of like an all-knowing self that's tapped into source energy at the time. And this is a message that they're giving to the client at the time. And also, sometimes it's universal messages. So that's why I'm sharing these particular 3 commonalities with you guys. However, forgiveness and understanding are one thing that we as a human race just really should address and really should pay attention to, wherever that sits within you, whether it's resentment towards brother, sister, father, mother. It's very important to release that and transform that in order to do your work, in order to do your to live out your life's purpose. And it's very fascinating to learn that a lot of illnesses are actually born from these types of energies, these types of fear, these types of anger. So sometimes people are meant to really express their emotions. They've bottled in so many emotions that it's hurting their throat, it's hurting their chest. And so they have to find a way to release that. So do know that understanding and forgiveness is an important element to the human experience. So if that's something that you need to work with, just find a way to release that via meditation or a letter, or just do a visualization where you just release it into God, into God's hands, into source energy, and release it out into the universe, and just let it go outside of your body and do it until you feel like it's completely gone. Sometimes it won't happen in one try. Sometimes you have to do it multiple times. So it's just a simple exercise that you can do. That particular exercise where you visualize it just releasing out into source energy, into God's hands, into the spiritual realm where it can be transformed, is something that you can do at any time, and do it till you feel it really become part of your essence, where you really feel that lightness, where you're free, you've let go of this thing that you've been holding on to. The 3rd commonality is self-worth. Higher self emphasizes that we acknowledge our self-worth, and they do this by resonating with the body. So during a session, a client is lying down, and during this portion where they're channeling their higher self, their essence is vibrating with that of the higher self, of the subconscious self. So there is a sense of all-lovingness that's happening, that's occurring. There's a sense of home that's occurring, and through that, they're experiencing unconditional love. They're experiencing this connectedness with source energy, with God energy, that is just remarkable, to say the least. But one thing that is emphasized, that has been a commonality in my session, is that people have their self-worth, that people understand their self-worth, because you do come from God energy. You do come from source energy, from universal energy. You're made up of everything this world has, this world contains. Every atom, every molecule creates everything around us. So therefore you are that. You are part of God's creation. So instead of looking outwards for validation, whether it's a relationship, whether it's shopping, food, any sort of outside thing that's going to validate who you are, look within yourself and connect with that source energy. Connect with that loving vibration. And the only way that we can do this is by reprogramming ourselves. All right, guys, so those were the 3 commonalities that I found during my session. Is 1, doing your work, and 2, forgiveness and understanding, and 3 is knowing your self-worth. So I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Quickly, I did make a post on my personal Facebook page asking people what kind of topics they'd like me to cover. So thank you, Rishi, for suggesting this video. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any suggestions or want me to talk about anything particular, do tweet me or comment on my Facebook page. I find Twitter very, very fascinating. There was a bird that just flew onto the roof there. It's very interesting. It's like looking around. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will catch you guys soon. Subscribe, like this video, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.